How do we usually start?
Welcome back to our channel. Just kidding, we don't have a channel.
I mean, I guess might as well now. So I think just talking about our year wrap up. It's our just past our anniversary of 2 years, and we're almost at 2 years of living in Denver, and yeah, life has been changing. So maybe we could just talk about. Well, obviously, we're a parent, and our baby's almost 2 years old too. But let's maybe focus more on our marriage and how we've been trying to navigate all this stuff. And maybe even just a little bit about how this past year went for us here in Denver. Um, all right, we played a game where we count to three and then we say the thing. So I'm gonna ask a question. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what would you rate this year? On three, ready? 1, 2, 3, 10.
6. 10?
Hell yeah.
Damn, why 10?
I mean, it's like the best year that I feel like I've ever had. Personally, personal growth, as well as uh, business growth. Even I think steps with our relationship and being a parent, like all around. It's the best year. So, like, maybe compared to future years where it's even more lit, this would be like a 6 for me. But yeah, why a 6? Have you ever had a 10 year?
No.
Oh, you've never had a 10 year. So that puts it in perspective a little bit.
Have you?
Last year. But now probably 10. Last year was probably like a 7, 8. But why 6?
I said 6 because I think we did a lot of things. Like we had a really growth oriented year. I agree about that. Like lots of things happened. But I think it just felt really
Intense.
yeah.
Okay.
And that's sort of like a difference, I think, between men and women biologically. Like you said 10 off of like the outputs, and I said 6 off of the feelings. And I feel like you're more literal. Like, how much money did I make? What did I do? And I'm more philosophical. Like, outside of the things that we did and how much money we made, what did it feel like? And I think it was just a lot of intensity every day.
I mean, even outside of money and like stuff we did, I still feel like internally um, there was growth. And like spiritually, well, at least my first time going to therapy, we started going to therapy together. And yeah, just like how I think you as well, but like how we're both processing our time together in the world and how we have to operate for our life to be successful. I think there was a lot of positive notes, but I do agree that it did feel really intense, which maybe to your point, I'm just cool with life feeling intense. I feel like life's always been intense, but
Me too. But I think that, yeah, once we had a kid, it added like another layer to the doing things. And I think that for me in the new year, like finding still peace and calmness in all of the stuff going on is sort of going to be like how I get in my bag. Yeah.
I read that thing that you wrote.
Uh-huh.
Um,
On Substack.
yeah, yeah. Just like, I mean, we talked about this before, but a lot of this stuff is something that I can't really play a role in other than like being more supportive and kind of acknowledging that it's hard.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was just thinking that especially the last 2 weeks where you've been, or well, a week, I guess, that you've been off. I'm like, damn, I love this where you could
Mhm.
just like, it feels less intense
Mhm.
with just energies in the house and stuff. But I'm just like, how can we get to this? Where even a little further, where it's like, we could do whatever. We could go somewhere. We could,
Mhm.
but just sitting on the couch, you painting, I'm like, kind of looking at my phone where the show's on. Amari could just run around. Like, that feels good.
Mhm.
But and then on my side, I guess it's also being at peace with knowing that that ain't my job, or some of it is not my job.
Mhm.
And that lately, I've been thinking about that too. Like, she could figure it out. She know how to do this part as long as I could like still. The intention is still the same of trying to take off some of the burdens from you, but then how I do it is a little different. Of just like, I don't know, small stuff. Like, I know you're looking to say no anyway, so then I just go grab the shit or go to the store or whatever the case,
Mhm.
which I'm trying to do more. So, mm, how you feel like our marriage has been this year?
I think good. I think that going to therapy is really good for us and really healthy. And yeah, I think that we sort of have like a different scenario than a lot of people because we discovered what it was like to be married in the context of having a kid. So it's not like, oh, before we had a kid, our marriage was like this, and then after our marriage was like this. It's like marriage and having a kid are
Synonymous.
intertwined for
Yeah.
us because I got pregnant before we were married. Um, and I think that it's interesting because when we were talking about this earlier this year, that like marriage does feel different than dating for sure. And I think some of it is like the commitment of like you're married, like as long as you really mean your vows, it's like, oh, you're gonna figure this shit out. Like that person's not going anywhere. But I think both of us have like weird commitment things in general, where like that doesn't mean that we cheat or something like that, but like we take commitment extremely seriously and intensely. And at the same time, we're both like not love feeling boxed in life. So it's been interesting where I don't know if we feel that because of our marriage. Like, I don't know if what changed is that we got married and that's when it started feeling like, oh shit, this is really real. Or if it was like we got married and then we had a baby. And a baby is another type of commitment too, because like every night you go to sleep and you wake up and like you're gonna be doing that again. And I think that creates like a lot of stability and like that true feeling of unconditional love and how we can heal our past hurts that we got in a relationship. But at the same time, it's like commitment overload. And then I
It's
think,
always the same.
yeah, because it's all at the same
Yeah.
time. So I think that like both of us are sort of at our best when we still have the time and space to do our individual things. Like you starting to work out of the studio where we are right now, Department of Creative Pursuits, and me like trying to get back into art and like creating stuff is like our way of not losing our sense of self in the midst of like all these new responsibilities. And I think it's crazy because like you and I were such good friends even before we got married or started dating that like we could want to hang out with each other all day every day and like neglect our individual identities, and that's comfortable for us. Like, but I think the long-term impact is like feeling less of a sense of self and identity and purpose.
Dependent.
Yeah, and kind of like this extreme dependency thing.
Yeah.
And I noticed that we go through like phases, and when we do have time and space and we're both doing our individual pursuits, like we're just better as a unit and we're better parents.
Mhm.
And I think we noticed that a lot this year.
Seems counterintuitive though, of like
Yeah.
to make your marriage work, you should be together and like all
Hmm.
this shit. But what you're saying is true, at least for us, that once we still can do our own thing, we come back stronger into the fold of a marriage.
Yeah, totally. I think that's been a big learning for us. And then I think just like more tangible things like, yeah, you started a business and started working out of here away from home in July each day. And then we got a second car so that we have like two people. And our baby turned into like a full sentient, thinking, talking, needs and wants being.
Mhm.
It's just like it's a bunch of changes. There will continue to be a bunch of changes, um, which I think is fun. And then also for like more anxious people like me, it can feel sometimes just, whoa, there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on though.
What do you think of our year of marriage?
I mean, it's only been 2 years, but obviously, or I don't know, obviously, but I feel like it was the hardest year of our marriage.
Yeah, of 2 years.
Yeah. But I mean, I think even in our relationship as like friends and like of just knowing each other, um, it's hard. I don't know. I don't even know what I expected out of marriage, but it just, I think transitioning from being good friends to committed relationship marriage, I think brought out my own insecurities.
Hmm.
I mean, we talked about this, like, I just cynical about a lot of stuff. And it's weird because I trust you 100%, but then I don't trust the world in general. So then that creeps into my thought process sometimes of like,
Hmm.
why the fuck am I don't know. I'm always on the side of don't let people get too close because then they could hurt you.
Hmm.
And then just knowing that we are both in this marriage for all the right reasons and for the long haul of like building what we're building.
Yeah.
Um, it's a contradiction in my brain of like
Hmm.
conditioning of, oh, I can't trust people versus I feel like you're supposed to trust people.
Hmm. Yeah. That's sort of like that thing that Shar was telling us of like
The
neither of us have
families.
stable
Oh,
attachment.
mm-hmm.
And so, like, when that's the case, then we need to both try to be each other's example of stable attachment
Mm-hmm.
so the other person can be stable. And then vice versa. Like, we have to be that for each other. And that's not what either of us inherently are. So I think that it makes it like way more challenging than for somebody else. Because imagine like if I was stable attachment and then you weren't, then I'm like rock solid. Like something goes wrong and you come to me and I respond like stable, solid. But instead, it's like you're not stable attachment. I'm not stable attachment. So you come to me like seeking stability, and then I also don't have stable attachment. But in that moment, I need to try to find the ability to like mimic what I think stable attachment looks like so that you can stabilize your attachment. And then that flips. And I think, yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's like it does make relationships way harder when neither of the partners has that stable foundation. And then I can also envision that if like you had stable attachment and I didn't, that creates a really crazy dynamic in relationships, I'm sure, because it's like I'm always the one in need coming to you to be the rock solid foundation. Whereas with us, it's like back and forth, like ping pong. Um, but I think the goal is that like we become that for each other and then we see stable attachment for ourselves. So then we feel more stable.
See, I think the other part is that we both know what it is
Mm-hmm.
and both want it to be like that,
Mm-hmm.
but then we have moments of um, just impulse.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think the fact that we both, that's why I feel really good in our marriage, is that I know you think the same way as me
Mm-hmm.
with the whole trying to be positive aspect of life and stuff. So it's just like, I know you want the good things out of a marriage and you're trying to do that by all the steps that we're taking.
Mm-hmm.
So then that is my comfort too, of like, we in this together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think yours good.
Yeah, I think it was good too.
Next year will be better.
Yeah.
I think.
Kinda.
Oh, what?
No, go ahead.
No, go. I was just thinking about on the ring, it's like more than yesterday, less than tomorrow. So it's like it always just forever will keep getting better.
Yeah, totally. I know. I was thinking about like how, yeah, when I posted that thing about the house, remember, and I was saying like sometimes I find myself comparing to other people who have houses because I'm jealous, because I want Amari to have like a backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And God, if you're hearing this, it needs to be like a perfect mid-century modern designed architecture gem, big backyard, huge. Um, but how like I compare to other people, and then it's hard because when you compare, there's like no context of like how that person got that or what they went through. And I was telling you like a few people messaged me and they're like, "Hey, I just want to be honest with you. Like one of our parents paid our down payment," or like I have a house but we're in debt. And then some people were like, "Hey, I needed to hear this because like I look at your guys' life and I want to be there." And I've been trying to do that thing lately where like you kind of step back a few steps from the wall and you notice that you're in a room, like not just looking at a wall. And it's like we're in our reality, so it's really easy to see it the way that it feels, that we experience it, and then having to remember that like all these things are things that we prayed for and like thought were out of reach for us and we have them. So it's like being grateful in the midst of growth, I think is challenging, and that's been something I've been working on. But I think when I was thinking about the year, it's also like it is kind of funny to think about how our life probably looks to other people like on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember one day I like typed something on my story and then I deleted it because but I had been like posting a bunch of cool stuff that I was doing, you know, like work and this, and I was like also having really bad anxiety and like needing to go on an antidepressant. And I was thinking in my head like, wow, how fucking crazy that people are probably seeing this and being like, how lit, they're doing this, they're traveling to that place, they have this studio, and I was not feeling good at all. And I think that I want to find more ways to like be all the parts of myself all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is like, you know, we always say like I'm better at acting. Like when we go into places, I can like kind of act. And even if everything's wrong, I can be like, how's it going? How are you? Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that. But I think that the negative side of being able to like turn it on is just that sometimes people only see like one layer. And I just want to become more comfortable being like, yeah, I don't feel good lately, or like, how are you? Ah, it's a lot going on and I'm having anxiety, rather than like, great, but we got a lot going on. And I think that it's just like yeah, it's just something I've been thinking about because I know you said 10 for the year. I feel like you were being generous, and I said
But because
6.
of what you said of today, I'm living a life that I pray for.
Yeah, for sure.
So like I said, every year could to me could be a 10 just because of I mean, in the context of life,
Mm,
it's just like it feels like the best I did the best out of that year that I could have done.
mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where like I said, in future, like 5 years from now, this year might actually feel like a 4.
Hmm.
But
I feel
but
like I have the reverse where, like, in the future, I'll look back on this time and say, "Wow, that was a 10." But in the present, it feels like a 6. Like, I think I
fuck
have the
no.
flip.
Why? I think the further we go, today is gonna feel like chump change. Like, oh, we're
Hmm.
gonna be even more lit. Like life is gonna feel better, easier, fucking relaxing.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that must be something different in our brain chemistry. Like, I think I'll look back and be like, "Whoa, we were, like, hustling, like, 1 car, opened a studio,
And you
got a new
saying that you
job."
like that?
I think I'll look back on that, like, fondly, like,
Hmm.
"That was so
I mean,
cool."
I will too. Like, fuck yeah, that's a part of the process. But I wouldn't trade 5 years for today.
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. That must be something with, like, how we process. Yeah. I don't know, I guess what I was trying to say is just, like, all those cliches are cliches for a reason of, like, of course, don't compare, but also, like, more doesn't always mean better.
Fuck no.
Like, I think it's so strange and funny. This is what we were just talking about, but now when I think back on, like, us living in a one-bedroom apartment in Highland Park with that small-ass bathroom and, like, we didn't really have much going on, so we just go, like, skateboard every day, and I painted every night, but that's because I didn't have anything to do, and,
But you're saying that thinking back like that life was fucking
I'm like, "Wow, that was amazing," and then if that person could see this person, they'd be like, "What the hell?" Like, those are all the things. You have a husband, you have a baby, you live in, like, a nice place, you guys have this studio, you've created these communities,
mm,
but I think it's just like yeah, it's kinda crazy how your brain can play these tricks on you. What I wanted to say, though, is just, like, don't get it twisted. If it looks like we're doing a bunch of cool stuff, it's really hard.
yeah.
It's, like, excruciatingly challenging.
Always be saying that though. What?
Yeah.
Go go.
No, I was just gonna say, like, sometimes I think back to that video we made when Amari was small, and I had, like, just gotten my new job, but it was, like, a couple weeks off before,
Hmm.
and I was like, "You can have it all at the same time," and I still stand by that shit. But I think that my edit to that would have been like, "You can have it all at the same time, but that doesn't mean it will all feel the way you thought it would feel."
Hmm.
Like, I do feel like now I love my job, like, I love my career, and I think it's cool, and I feel like I'm having an impact, and I love our life, I love our house, I love, like, you, the baby, this space, like, all the things that we do, and I am, like, doing it all at the same time, but I think that this year I also had the times where it was, like, either I couldn't sleep all night 'cause I was so stressed, or, like, in the morning, I'm like, I just wanna sleep all day," and it feels like it is a lot and it feels like a lot versus, like, I think before we had so much stuff going on, I'd be like, "You can have it all at the same time," and I wasn't thinking, "And it feels different than I expected it to feel." I was thinking it, and it feels great, but it's like it was just sort of a reality check of, like, yeah, you get more opportunities, you do more shit, and you feel it, like
I think there's a period of time where it feels like that
hmm,
until you get over the hump of like everything is set in place. And obviously, you'll still have ambitions and shit that, at least for me, that I'm trying to get to.
hmm,
But I just feel there's a hard work. It's like going to fall camp. It's like there's a steps that are hard as fuck that you have to do,
hmm,
which is easier to just buy a ticket to the game and watch.
hmm,
But like if you want to get in a game, you gotta like
hmm.
put in some work
Yeah,
and
it's
you
really
look back
cool.
like fuck that sucked, but also you look back and say damn that was kind of fun that we did all this to get here.
Hmm, that's
And
a
like I
really
said,
good
I
point.
wouldn't trade fucking being in preseason for at the championship game.
Hmm.
But like that shit was fun.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're like in the working out period.
Yeah, we're still in summer ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still in summer ball. Season
There's
hasn't
no
started yet.
AC.
Nope.
We have pads on in the 100 degrees. Training tables, not enough food. Can't call my mom.
That shit hard.
Where's my phone at? Yeah, that's how it
Or you could
feels.
just be like a student that's just hanging out at the frat house and
Turn.
yeah, like that's fun too, but also you ain't gonna be at the championship game.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. So I would rate our year like summer ball, fall camp.
Okay, so you in the middle of it and you're like, man, this shit sucks.
Yeah, I think it's getting a little better. I think like it was super tough earlier in the year when you were traveling a lot on the weekends.
Hmm.
And Amari was like, she was low key hella hard from like 15 months to just recently when she was like getting all of her skills, but none of the control whatsoever. I think that was hard. And then I think just like finding ways to turn off all the shoulds and like, what if I were doing this instead and just be with the baby
Mm.
uh, when you were gone was hard for me. And then I just started leaning into it and like fucking coloring it. And then that makes me happier because it's like I forgot that I like to color too.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I think it was a big year. And I don't do the goals thing as my Substack was explaining.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
fine.
think that just like continuing to get more comfortable and be more of ourselves and have more impact
Hmm. Yeah.
and love each other more.
Before we done though, I want to say like I love being able to just hang out with Amari.
Yeah.
I love being able to just hang out with Amari.
Yeah.
But it's really hard for me knowing that if I just hang out with Amari all the time, that life won't change.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But I would rather be just hanging,
I know,
you know?
man. It's the capitalism trap.
Yeah. But
It's like
yeah,
we
so
forgot that being hunter gatherers and just hanging out with our kids was tight.
fuck yeah.
Yeah. Now we got to be big ballers, entrepreneurs,
That's it. That's the only way
and
out.
somehow be a hunter gatherer too with
Yeah.
our kid.
Yeah.
Ah, reality is a trap.
That's on. Put that on a t-shirt.
My dream is just, if I had like an aspiration, it would be to be a trust fund kid. I always say that. Like, if there's one thing I would want,
Somebody gonna leave us and they will.
just like, but I would have loved my whole life to be that way because it's like trust fund kids, they could say, hey, dad, I don't want to work at
But we
your
already
law
went through
firm.
this though of like those different life experiences could shape you into some other shit. So you could have been a trust fund kid and then be cracked out or something.
I was that though, and I wasn't a trust fund kid.
So it could have been worse. You could have went off the deep end.
I'm dead. Yeah. But I do think like, I feel like we forgot that the goal of money is peace.
Yes.
And now it feels like getting the money, and even after you have it, with like the way that attention currency works,
Mm.
like peace isn't in the equation anymore. So I feel like we're trying to do something really countercultural in a way. And I also feel like peace and money aren't relying on each other as much as like in the past, right? Like people would say, I want to make money so I can retire and be with my kids. And then now it's like, I want to make money so I can make a better life for my kids. But then making money is like a repetitive act now, just with the way that the economy is. Like people don't make money and then just chill.
Mm.
And I think that to me, it's like the goal, the bigger goal is peace. And then money is like truly just a tool. And then sometimes I find myself like working so fucking hard for the money. And then I'm like, where's the peace at? And those two like factors are always just like back and forth for me.
So
And I think for you, you feel peace in the making the money process. Whereas like peace for me would be painting at home with my kid and like teaching her shit.
see, but how do you get to that point without making enough money?
I know, that's what's
Like
crazy.
otherwise we'll just be living in a shack and
For
like,
sure.
you
It's
know?
crazy. Cause yeah, when I picture that, it's like in a fucking mansion
Yeah,
in Maine,
how do we get to that? I mean,
off the grid.
if we could just live life in this little apartment, but how could, like, you
Can't.
can't afford the
Libra.
apartment, you can't afford the food, you can't afford
The
the
daycare.
activities, I
You guys
mean,
don't even want to know about the
but I mean,
daycare.
if we're just staying at the house,
Yeah, facts. We can't. So we all do it all.
yeah. Well, to another year of figuring it out.
To another year where stay tuned to see if fall camp ends, if we make it to the championship game.
I mean, we going through the shit. I don't know what you talking about.
Yeah, hardball.
All right. What the hell's that? All right. We're done. I don't know how long that was.
That's fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah.